So now it's the rated R superstar Cope.
Cope, yes. Similar to a one-word name, Edge, but now he has another one-word name, which is half of his last name.
Bro, wrestlers are so weird, man.
All right, let's talk about Adam Copeland. He made his return at the World's End pay-per-view, AEW pay-per-view. There was a four-way match, and at the end, John Moxley came out victorious, had some help from the Death Riders, and then all of a sudden FTR comes out, and a rated FTR graphic comes out, and Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge, he makes his return. And there you go. Now we have rated FTR, but it's crazy how pro wrestling fans are. It's crazy how the sphere of pro wrestling enthusiasts are, extremists are, because the buzz in many conversations wasn't necessarily as much about Edge returning. The bigger buzz right after that was his name change, ladies and gentlemen. And so now he is the rated R superstar Cope. And that's it, just Cope. And he said it was too wordy, and now he's just Cope. He's used to be Edge, and from what I remember, he wasn't a big fan of like the one name type of deal, Edge, and you were there when he was when he debuted as Edge. Now he's just
I gave him Edge.
Yeah. So he wasn't the big fan of the one word name, but now he's a one word name again. He used to be the rated R superstar Edge. Tony Chima would announce him, but now he's the rated R superstar Cope. So what do you think about the trimming down of a one word name still from Edge to Cope?
You think you know all the wrestling stories? There's more you haven't heard yet. Join us on Backstage Pass.
I'm wondering, bro, did he explain that? Like, it seems like Cope would be something that maybe his friends call him.
I guess that he said the rated R superstar Adam Copeland is too wordy. It's too wordy. It's too much.
So now it's the rated R superstar Cope.
Cope, yes. Similar to a one-word name, Edge, but now he has another one-word name, which is half of his last name.
Bro, wrestlers are so weird, man. They're just so weird. I think a lot of it comes from, bro, them putting just so much importance on it. Like, I really think that's where it comes from. It's like, guys, like,
yeah. I get wanting to perfect your brand and stuff like that, because that's your moneymaker. But at the same time, it's just certain things that just roll off the tongue really well, as far as just the way that words are from a structural and syntax standpoint and all that jazz. And it's just like, it just doesn't roll off the tongue, to me.
I mean, what's wrong with Adam Copeland?
I don't see why. That's his name. I never had an issue. I mean, it makes sense. The radar superstar Adam Copeland. Yeah. But I guess, he feels that it's too much. The radar superstar Adam Copeland, he thinks it's too much.
Unless, bro, could he possibly be thinking about selling new merch? Could that be what this is about?
Sure, but what's the difference with Cope and Adam Copeland?
Well, maybe they already have. Maybe they already have. I was going to say maybe they already have an Adam Copeland shirt, so he's trying to now sell him a Cope shirt. I don't know.
I don't. That still doesn't make any sense to me, because, like, if you're thinking about Cope, I mean, there's just nothing about. I mean, this is just a personal opinion. There's nothing about the gimmick name Cope that's like edgy.
Yeah.
Or like, oh yeah, like it's not intimidating. Like that doesn't make that's not an intimidating name. You know, if he's supposed to be this like unhinged character, like that's Adam Copeland has been Edge, you know, for almost 40 years now. Was it 96? You know, 97 he debuted. So like it's been 37, 30, 36, 37, 38 years now. I mean, 28, 26, 27, 28 years now. So if his gimmick is this unhinged wrestler, how does cope encapsulate that?
Yeah, I don't know. And the word cope means, you know, cope with it, deal with it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah, let's cope. Yeah, we got to cope. Let's give each other hugs. You know what I mean? I'll deal with the word cope as a therapist all the time, every day. Let's cope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just nothing about that's unhinged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you had a chance, if you had an opportunity to like talk to Adam Copeland and said, "Nah, Adam, no, we can't do that. We got to change that." What would you name him? That is so. I guess the problem is you don't want to name him. A lot of times TNA had like flack of like naming wrestlers from the WWE and like gimmicks that's names that's kind of like the WCW did that too with like the Shark, you know what I mean, and the what was it? The Avalanche. That's what it was. That's what Tensa's name was, the Avalanche, and it was the Earthquake in WWE, and it became the Avalanche in WCW. And so it's like I get that, but like you still want an unhinged name to encapsulate your character. What would you name Adam Copeland with like that type of feel that you still want of him being unhinged?
But bro, when you're talking about unhinged, bro, I'm not thinking of a guy in his mid 40s. Like I'm just not. If you want 50, whatever, Darby Allin, okay, I get it. But man, bro, that's why I'm saying if I was older in my late 40s, my 50s, bro, at that point, I want to go with my name. Because think about it. You know, you talk about branding, you know, he's not gonna have another name after this. Right. So wouldn't you want to retire with your real name? Because once you hang up the boots, you're gonna want to be known as Adam Copeland.
Yeah. It just seems like there's more to it. Like if someone says, okay, if someone's in a production meeting or a creative meeting with you, Vince, and he's like, what do you think? What do you think of names? You know, Vince was real big on that. You know, like what you got some ideas. Here's a list of names. You pick one or two of them. Yeah. And so if he's like Cope, what do you think Vince would say if he's like, okay, well, my name's Adam Cope and I want to be Cope?
He would never understand that. Vince would never ever get that.
Yeah. What gave you the creativity, or what gave you the inkling, or the to name him Edge?
Because that's what he looked like back then, bro. He was cool. I mean, he was really cool and cutting edge, and that hair and the way he moved, and like you knew every chick would want him. Like, I mean, he Edge. But I swear to God, could you imagine, bro, if I would have gotten any types of residuals on all the names I gave out with all that combined merch and stuff? Oh my God, I'd be a rich man today, bro.
Absolutely. What other names did you give out?
I gave Triple H the game.
Oh, did you?
I wrote that line for him in a promo specifically for him to start referring to himself as the game. Christian, Val Venus. God, I'm just so many, man.
What about Christian? What about Jay Russo? I think his name.
Yeah.
What about him that was Christian?
I don't know. I really don't know, bro, but it was Christian. Now, Gangrel came from him because he was into all that stuff. So he came up with that name. I think there was a character by the name of Gangrel in like some of those, like Gothic novels and stuff. So I know he came up with that name. That was really, really cool.
Val Venus, I guess that's a play on, the P word, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The P word that stands for phallus that we can't say because we might get dinged.
King Albert. The King Albert is a thing. That's a thing with King Albert.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Test.
So what was it about? What it was about test?
Pass the test. You got to pass the test. Somebody bad. Yeah, you got to pass the test.
Yeah, because he was because he came in during the Stephanie and Triple H thing, and and then he was corporation, right? So it was like go through him in order to get to.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, cope, man. It'll be interesting. I mean, a lot of people don't like it. Yeah, you got to cope with it, man. It'd be so interesting if he became like a therapist, as a gimmick.
Yeah.
And cope was his name, and he just completely just revamped his gimmick, leading into like his twilight years of his career. Man, that would be really interesting because to me, an unhinged, edgy character by the name of Cope, and even the Rated R Superstar, like the reason why he was called the Rated R Superstar was because when he was heel, he was with Lita, and they would have their like edgy Rated R type of relationship and the live sex show that Vince McMahon wanted to have. And that was interesting. So that doesn't even apply, right? No. So I don't know why that's a thing anymore, but we'll see, man. With repetition, man, things catch on with repetition. So perhaps people will get into the Cope name, and we shall see. So we shall see.